Do you remember when I told you guys a fortnight ago that there would be no more long walks? Well, I lied. We're out here up at Glenbrook. We've parked in Ranch Avenue, just down here. We've got 2 explores today. We're hitting the Glenbrook National Park. And the first part of the journey is going to be a walk down to the Red Hands Cave. If you remember last year, Mavericks, Doc, his son and myself visited Blackfellow's Hand up there at Lithgow and decided to come and visit Red Hands Cave and see what that's all about. We're walking over the little bridge here over the railway line, the Blue Mountains line. And now once we complete that, from there on in, we are going to try and find the very remote Grey Hat Falls, also known as Tin Hat Falls, and Crayfish Pool. And that one is on no tourist map. As I was telling you guys a fortnight ago, there are certain waterfalls and explores that we do that they don't promote. The only way you find this is through people that have gone down and written up blogs. So this park down here, oh, it's the Blue Mountains National Park. So not the Glenbrook Park. So Red Hands Cave, see 13, so it might be 13. See 13 kilometres, Jules. Yeah. Well, if you've done it, that means that it wasn't all that long. Well, you said you did.
Find about how long it was.
Yeah, but it wouldn't have been an all day. Well, if that's the case, 13 kilometres, we're doing a 26 kilometre walk today, and some. Because like I said, once we complete that, then we then have to find the waterfall. But the first thing we have to do, because this park's not open till 8:30, that's why we're up so early, is we've got to find the Jelly Bean track. We're going to take that straight down to Jelly Bean Road, walk up that for a small part, and then hit the bush and save ourselves the winding road that takes us around to the Red Hands Cave walking track. So that's the plan. We just don't know how thick this bush is going to be. Otherwise we're going to have to walk on this road and it loops right around past the Blue Pool. So we've had a look on the map yesterday and we've tried to save ourselves some time. First things first, the Jelly Bean track. See the gate down there is closed. It's meant to be 31 degrees today. That's why we've started off so early. If we're going to encounter any heat, it'll be on the way back. Overcast day, and it's nice and cool at the moment. But be mindful, this national park up here, you have to pay. Just go around here, Julesy. If you come with a car. You'll see here, park entry station closed. $8 for a vehicle pass. And I think it opens at 8:30. I've seen a few people walking around. Now, Maddie. The Jelly Bean track, I think it's off to the left here. See, this is the way you'd go with the car, but it loops all the way around. Yeah, I think it's just over here. Yeah, that one right there. This one? So here we go down this track here. So this should take us to Jelly Bean Road. You want to get a picture of this one, Jules? And then once we get to Jelly Bean Road, we'll have a look and see if we can make it down through that bush. So we've just come down these stairs here. Not quite sure if you can see. The camera that I'm looking at looks rather dark. Is this Jelly Bean Road? Okay, so we've got to come up this way. So this is Jelly Bean Road. That goes down to Jelly Bean Pool. We don't want to do that, so we've got to head up here. Now we've got to try to find somewhere in the bush that we can head down. If we don't find somewhere that's got an open clearing, we then have to head back. Yeah, it goes back up to the Oaks Trail, which is the road that takes you down to where we need to go. But looking at the map, we can cut the complete snake around. If we head down here through the bush, it'll take us down to where the little river crossing is. But I just don't know how steep it's going to be or how thick the bush is going to be. But that other way takes you to Jelly Bean Pool, and see that at the moment that looks no good. So looking at that, that's no good. So that's why we came down that little track, just to see if we could make it down this way, and at the moment it doesn't look very positive. So we'll go back, we'll rejoin the road where those bike riders were, which is the Oaks Trail, and we've just got to follow that loop around, which is a nice easy walk because it's on tar and it's down. The problems that we face is that when we go down, at some point at the end of the day we have to come up. But that was my hope, to head down here, because you could go straight down here and skip all this way we're going to go now, but look how steep it is, and I don't want to take Julesy down there, so we'll just hit the Oaks Trail up here and we'll just follow it. Right, so this is the road here. If we had have continued past the gates up the top there that were closed, we would have come down this road here. But it was a small price to pay to determine whether or not we could have gone down there. But that's the way you'd come down. If you ever want to do this walk, Red Hands Cave walk, come down here. And then once we finish that explore, we're going to start part 2 of the video down to Grey Hat, which will be fun, as I said, because it's on no tourist map. You won't see it on any sign up here. And it was said to be discovered in the 1970s, so it's not that old. Imagine that someone discovered Crayfish Pool in the 1970s. Look at this, how beautiful is this? Straight down. This is going to be a killer coming back up. At the end of the day, if we've walked 26 k's, this is going to be a killer. Alright, we'll turn back on again once we get to the Red Hands Cave walking track. So it's straight down, as I said. We're not going to encounter any cars because the park is not open for another couple of hours. And the first little car park that you will come to is the Blue Pool car park. I think me and Jules have done this a fair while ago, back in 2020. We've done the Blue Pool. So this is where you park for that, and there's the track down there. I'm pretty positive we have done this one here. And then the next bit down here, you get to Glenbrook Creek, I think it is, and there is a little bridge that you have to go over. The way Jules was thinking, going down to Jelly Bean Pool, if we were to head all the way down there, we'd have to cross the creek and then come back up the hill to where we have to go over here, which would have been a killer. So we're trying to save ourselves some walking distance today. But this, at the moment, oh, you've got beautiful hairpinners and it is straight down. What's the bet when we finish at the end of the day, well not the end of the day, midday, that the sun will be out, it'll be 31 degrees, it'll be humid because they've forecasted a few showers for today. So I think it's just down there, doesn't look all that far away. So just coming down this road, this is where I was hoping to come down and save that little loop that we've just done. So we were on top of Jelly Bean Road, which is on top of this mountain here. But look how steep it is. That is a no-go for anyone thinking that they could save their time walking on the road. Looking at how steep that is, I would not recommend it. That was exactly where I wanted to come out, right here, if we were to come down that mountain. But it's just way too much of an incline. So it must flood down here. Oh, that's right, they did say that they're working on the track, so we may encounter a problem here with red hands. Because due to flooding, it was damaged due to flooding. Is that it there? Hang on there, we'll just get a picture beside that sign. So this must, what do they call this, the causeway, or? This must be the little causeway they're talking about. What a beautiful little area. You know what this reminds me of? In the National Park, Royal National Park. Red Hands Cave. 2-hour return, that doesn't sound too bad, Jules. The only problem is, once we finish Red Hands, we then have to continue on the track. And then who knows how long it's going to take us to Grey Hat. So from this point, it's 2-hour return, so it's an hour there. From the beautiful area of the causeway down here, if it was in torrential rain, I don't think you'd be crossing. I don't think we'd be doing this today. You come up to the Red Hand Caves sign here, or the Red Hands track. You are here, and we have to go all the way to here, and then we have to continue on this track for a further amount of time, and then start heading down. And if you remember 2 weeks ago, Campfire Creek and Red Hands Cave. If you remember 2 weeks ago when we did that very steep descent, that was a 250 meter elevation gain when we came back up. Well, today's elevation gain is 450 meters. So it's nearly double of climbing that Lagoon Creek Falls, and you remember how tired we were with that. It's funny, eh? It took us an hour, Jules, to get to the start of the Weenie Gap Fire Trail to the turning circle. So this, looking at that, this should be a 6-kilometre walk. 6 kilometres in, 6 kilometres, we're going to do over 20 kilometres today for sure. I know you don't want to hear that. Look here, see, we needed a torch. I should have brought a torch. If we come back along here, I'm going to get this when the light, ooh, that's a sign to start being careful. Yeah, so looking at those numbers, it's a 6-kilometre walk and a 6-kilometre walk back. Let's just hope it's not 5 kilometres return to Grey Hat Falls. Let's hope it's a little bit quicker than that. I don't think it is, looking at the numbers that say 450 elevation gain. Positive attitude, Julesy, positive attitude. Think of all the calories you'll be burning. Think of the beautiful lunch we'll be having at the Panthers Bolo up here in Glenbrook. And as I keep on saying to you, there will come a day when we age out and this is not possible anymore. So be thankful your legs still have plenty of miles left in them. Because I look at my parents and I look how fit my dad was and what he used to do, how he used to drive everywhere. The man doesn't drive anymore. He can hardly walk. He can't see anymore. You age out very quickly. So enjoy your time while you have it and do things you love doing. Because I'm telling you, time comes up on you. It doesn't creep up on you. It gets on you real fast. So we're starting to see these Hessian bags here that have been chopped in. It looks like from up here. There was another one just down the track here, and you start with a guardrail now. Why, I have no idea, honestly. There's no reason for this guardrail to be here. So I gather we're following Glenbrook Creek. That's the one below us here. It is so humid, it's not funny. Did you? Yeah. No spider, we have to watch out for snakes today. We've got another bag up here with, I don't know what it is, stone maybe? Yeah. We did read reports they were fixing the track, but there was no sign back there saying track closed. Now if we find a sign down here that says track closed, I'm not going to be happy. Because as Jules just said, why would they make you walk all this distance and then have a track closed sign? Why don't they put one way back there? Because we're still yet to join up on the Red Hands cave walking track from the other end. This is like a little shortcut in. I really wanted to start early today because we couldn't get a Friday Explorer in yesterday, and I'd say there'd be a few walkers today after the gates open at 8:30. So I said to Jules, we'll wake up at 5, prepare, get up here just before 6 as the sun's coming up, get it over and done with, and as we're coming back out, people probably start turning up to go in. So we're seeing a lot more of these bags now. And this has been flood damage down here from the creek below. This could be Campfire Creek. I'm not sure whether it's Glenbrook or Campfire, but if I was to guess, it would be Campfire. So here's a wheelbarrow where they're working. I'd say they would have fixed this bridge. It looks rather new. You want to get a picture of the bridge, Julie? Like back this way? So if they reckon this was damaged due to flood, can you imagine how high the water was through here? It would have been terribly swollen. Oh, sorry. I don't know, I thought you got me as I was filming. Thanks. Alright, still no sign that says track closed, which is a positive. Okay, so they were working here, Jules was saying, and she had done this walk once prior before. A little bit further along, we find a lot of these bags. Can you see what's in them, Jules? Oh, it would be these big stone things on the left-hand side of the bridge here. Big stone steps. I'd say it would be those things right there. And you've got some conduit. Why there would be conduit there, I've got no idea. It is so sticky. What's down there? It's like a big frame down there. Just something. No idea. I can't even really see what works they're doing. What's wrong? Is it these steps that they've put in? These don't look new. Well, that's from the bridge, I'd say. Yeah, they've taken this off. I'd say this would have been from the bridge. Maybe the bridge was collapsed completely due to this creek down here, Campfire Creek, being flooded. This would have come all the way up to this track here. Julie told me there's an intersection up here where we have to turn right and we'll actually come up this creek, so we must be climbing up soon. What we could do to save ourselves a little bit of time, depending on how flat the bush is, once we get onto this other track up here, we could go into the bush and then we'll join the Oaks single track, and that'll take us to where we started this walk. But I don't know, we'll see how dense the bush is. But this looks pretty okay. If we have to come back this way, it doesn't look all that bad. My fear is down to Grey Hat. That doesn't look all that nice. If you remember the words I used a fortnight ago, yuck, 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 I'm pretty sure that's what it's going to be like walking down and up from there. We've started a bit of a climb up now. If you notice, the creek is a fair way down. We're walking alongside it. Have a look at this. I never get sick of seeing these old trees that stood proud and tall once upon a time. You have a look where that's come from. That would have been here. So it looks like it was right there, and it's fallen in between these two, a little bit larger than saplings, and gone straight down. It might be. Do we turn right or turn left? Turn left? Okay. It might have been track, yeah. Maybe that takes you down to Campfire Creek. Do you see where this is from, Jules? Just here. Right on the track it was. And it's collapsed right between these young trees here. Oh, okay, and they've maybe moved it because of that. Possibly. Possibly. Look how thick that tree is. But it was right on the edge here with all the water that's running down this embankment. It's given way. Unfortunately, it's no more, but it does provide beauty. Real beauty. Oh, we're through the Fern Gully. We're coming past an undercliff now. Oh, the creek's a lot fuller now. There was hardly any water when we first began. Look at it now. Well, it's not really much of an undercliff, but a little bit. A little bit. And I'm going to have a full beard by the end of the day. The humidity just makes your stubble grow so quick. You have to have a shave. All the beautiful ferns in the creek. I can hear a little bit of trickling water up here. It's the first sign or first sound of water I've heard. I don't know if that's coming through the camera. Just up here, if I be quiet, you should be able to hear like a running bath. Can you hear that? Sounds like someone's turned the tap on and filling up the bath. Have a look at that tree up there. What does it say? Redhead Cave car park. Track closed. Okay, so from here on in it's track closed. So we're going to have to go this way. and go to Red Hands Cave, and then if we need to, we'll cross over to the Oak Singles track so we don't have to come back this way. I'll take a picture of that. Have a look at this. So how stupid is that? We've had to walk all that way for them to tell us to go back again. Why, what does it say?
Maybe you can go to Red Hands Cave that way as well.
No, that takes you back up onto the road, the car park. You know when I told you we want to go to that entrance and you said no, that's too far around? So no, that's the way we have to go. Red Hands Cave. Anyway, have a look at that tree. His mate's caught him. So he's crashed, boom banged, and his mate has caught him up there and saved him from a fall. Okay, it's rock and roll. So that's the intersection, yeah, Jules? See, listen, we don't even have to come back here. We could go into the bush down here, cross the creek, it's not too deep. We don't even have to come along these, back this way. All right. Yeah, they must be working on this area here. Actually, we'll see if there's a sign at the Red Hands Cave car park on the other end. If there's no sign over there, how would they know? How would we have known not to be able to come all this way? Ooh. Geez, that's a long walk in for those guys. No wonder they get pissed off people walking on the track they're building. Imagine having to carry tools and what? Had a backpack. Yeah. Yeah, they wouldn't be too happy. Wouldn't be too happy. Or we could walk along, if that's Campfire Creek. We could cross the other side there and just walk along the edge, and they wouldn't even know any better. So that's what we'll do. We'll get to this point here. Oh, look at that. That was huge. What was it? I don't know. I don't think a hawk would be this far down. Hawk likes to be up high to see what it is. But it had a big wingspan on it. Hopefully the camera caught that. So this is where the major works is going on, because we've got a tool chest here with some Bunnings buckets. Yeah, exactly. You know, people know that their tools are here. That's why they get the shits. Yeah, if we didn't start this nice and early, we were bound to have workers here. I would still like to go up and cross over to that other track. It's not that bad up. Although we'll drop down in the creek, that's what I think we'll do. Oh, here is where they're really working. Geez, they must have a team of people. Must be a fair few of them down here. So this is where it's flood damaged here. That could be the end of it. Wherever the end of their bags are, that's when we're going to jump down into the creek, because then on the way back, because then they'll be over, they can't say anything to us. So as soon as I stop seeing any bags, we're just going to go down the creek. Okay, so from here in, so this is where we have to go down. Have to go down the creek or up there, one or the other, to skip them. So once we get to this bit here, we'll know where not to go anymore, so we don't upset the workers. And we've still got more work up here, and we've got a lot of work up here. So these guys, when they do eventually arrive, look at that, bags here. How do they get these here? The chopper must have been hovering above and put it through, unless they're filling these bags up with dirt themselves. They might be, and the chopper's going to chopper them out. So these guys would be coming, when they're working here, they would be coming from behind us, I'd say. I don't think they'd be walking the big distance from Red Hand's cave. Major works going on. This is meant to reopen in May of this year for anyone that wants to know on this track. But we've done a number of walks throughout the mountains where tracks have been closed. Lura Waterfall was one. Why that one's closed, I have no idea. It is so hot, sticky and humid, and we just keep on coming amongst these bags. There must be an army of workers here, an absolute army. If they're going to complete this by May, small little bridge, I'd say they'd probably build a bridge over here. We're starting to climb up now to Fern Gully. Hang on. Let me get past you. There's a big stick there. Yeah, I'll be a stick. I'll clear all the spider webs. They're already on me anyway. Ooh. So it looks like we'll be doing the loop today. We weren't planning on it, but it looks like we will. Unless we hitchhike at the Red Hand's Cave car park and get a ride back with someone to the start of the Blue Mountains National Park. There might be someone that's willing and able to fit in myself and Julesy. Okay, it's this last few stairs, and that's it. We encountered no more closed track. So it was only a short distance from the intersection out to the Red Hand's Cave car park. This is where they tell you can't come any further down. So from here on in, we're safe from abuse. So if anyone plans on doing this walk, you have to come early, because if you come in after the gates open, you're going to encounter people working here. Between Red Hand's Cave and Link Track. Josie, take another one. From here on out, it's onwards and upwards to the cave. So Julesy has yelled out, as I was just filming around here, that the cave is just around the corner here. Wow, we've come on that very quickly. What's the time? 7:15, exactly the way we arrived when we did Lagoon Creek Falls. I told you we needed a torch, honey. It's too dark in there. Let me try to get my flashlight out and have a look. I'll see if I can pause that there. And you guys can have a read of this. Red Hands Cave today. And the Red Hands. Get this in here. So there you see some of the hands. So you know what time it is? It's Julie's favourite segment. It's story time with Optimus Prime. So what I've been able to find out about this place, these stencils are anywhere from 500 to 1600 years old. And what they used to do is they used to chew water and ochre, spelt O-C-H-R-E, ochre. What ochre is natural clay, like a earth pigment, like an oxide. And they used to chew that, and they would put their handprint on there, and they would blow it through their mouth, and that's how you get all these handprints. So for you young kids, anyone that watches WWE, if you know the wrestlers Shinsuke Nakamura and Asuka, and if you know how they spray their blue and red mist into their opponent's eyes, that's exactly how these are done. So you can imagine their actual size hands of the Aboriginals that did this. And you just go down to this other one over here. So Blackfellow's hand that we went to with Mav and Doc, they don't have any secure cage like this, so you can really get up on them and the light's really good. Here I just got to be careful not to put the flashlight directly on the handprints. It also mentions along Campfire Creek you can find axe grinds on the rocks, but we weren't really looking out for that. There's no more down here. There's a few there. So yeah, so that's what it's all about. Putting your handprint up there and blowing ochre, which I find rather remarkable because I have no idea how they did it. This is the same sign that there was at Blackfellow's hand at Lithgow there. There it is there. Wow, that's how it's spelled. So that's pronounced ochre. O-W-K-U-H. If you sound it out, I did that on YouTube before I got here to see how you spelt that, or how you said that. Ochre. I used to work with oxides as well when I was a young fella. When I left school, I was a spear gun manufacturer, and then I started working for a sandstone place, and we worked with a lot of different colour oxides, and I was making bullnose pavers for around pools, and my blue bullnose pavers was something to admire. I remember Mike, the boss there, used to have them displayed as people used to drive in the driveway. So that's all this is, oxide. So if you get one of those spray guns, you could probably wash all this off. Not that you'd do it. Okay, that's it, fellas. That is Red Hands Cave. Thanks, Julesy, for coming with me. It is very, very humid. We are now going to start the second part of the video for today, and we are off to Grey Hat Falls. It's also known as Tin Hat and Kanuka Falls, and Crayfish Pool. We've got to head along this track up here to the Red Hands Cave car park, and then along a dirt trail, and we've got to look for a track that heads off to the right. This is not signposted, it is not marked. It's not on any tourist map up here. Hopefully we don't miss it. So until we see you on that explore from here, Julie's enjoying a nectarine. See you later. Is it? A peach, is it? Say something to me.